Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Tim from the Calm Compound. A lot happened today. I think it's appropriate to have red background lighting today because what a bloodbath. Let's get right into it. We start here with Bitcoin, the US dollar on the 1-day chart, and we see that there was just a massacre today. We fell all the way back to under the 19,000. And why is this? Well, let me grab another tab because today you may have heard something about it, but the FTT token from the FTX exchange has absolutely crashed. Like we see here, this morning it started at, well, 22 bucks. Right now it's trading at 9. It went all the way to 8. It feels very reminiscent of Terra Luna's collapse. So what happened? Now, long story short, and to keep it as simple as possible, CZ, the executive, the boss of Binance, the exchange, basically said, "Hey, Sam Bankman-Fried, I believe that you're doing something unethical," showed why and what and how, and said that he would be selling all of his FTT tokens on the market because he didn't want to have anything to do with it anymore. This prompted other people to look into it, to look at what was going on, and basically Sam Bankman-Fried and Alameda Research were printing money at the cost of, well, their users, basically in a very condensed way. What they were doing is they were lending out from FTX was lending out FTT to Alameda Research, which then could use that as a collateral to post for other loans so that they could get more money, so that they could invest in more things, so that they could get more FTT, so that, it kind of kept going and going so that they could take on more and more leverage and more debt. It is somewhat similar to what Three Arrows Capital did as well over the summer, I believe that was, where they over leveraged and then someone called them on their well, so that is kind of the nutshell of what happened today, and that is why there is such an intense fallout, because FTX is a huge exchange and now they're insolvent. Then FTX decided to stop withdrawals, which is of course a horrible sign for any exchange if you're not able to get your money out anymore. People immediately have flashbacks to, well, this summer, and people are starting to take all their money out, which lowers the value of the FTT coin, which lowers the value of the collateral of Alameda Research, which then makes the leverage even higher and higher, and now they are insolvent and can no longer service their debt, which is a big, big issue. Basically meaning that they're pretty much bankrupt, they're out of money. And of course, the whole market reacted to this with blood. Lots and lots of it. So, if we now move back to Bitcoin, we see that Bitcoin is holding on for dear life to keep in between 18,500 here and 19,000. Because if we fall below this, there is a very good chance, here we go, that we go back down towards, well, probably here the 16,000 approximately. There's a little bit of a support here, but more likely would be that we crash all the way down here towards either the 12 or 13,000. These are kind of the levels that we would be looking at. So it is very important for the market to be able to hold right here where we are now, for the fear to kind of subside and for the bulls to really show, hey, this is where we want to be, this is where we want to make our stand. If we break below this and we confirm tomorrow, there is a high chance that we will break down further towards the 16,000, towards the 13,000, and possibly the 12,000. This is horrible timing because, well, for the first day in 6 months, we actually saw some moving sentiment, like 2 days ago. Some proper positive sentiment, some breaks from well, the bear market, basically. The market saying, hey, we've got everything back under control, it's time to start moving back up, and then this happens, which is a real shame, but nothing we can do anything about. So instead, let's just do what we do best and trade it. Now, so for now, we are kind of a little bit on the fence. We want to see the market stabilize. We want to see the fear subside. We want to see people get a bit more confidence back into what's happening and shed the panic. If we look at Ethereum, I haven't even looked at Ethereum yet. in a bit. We see that Ethereum has already broken through its support and is now also kind of hanging in between a minor support and the new resistance. Ethereum 2 could break through to 1250. If Bitcoin really breaks under 18,500, Ethereum will probably crash way harder because Ethereum generally reacts more heavily than Bitcoin to any price action. So if Bitcoin were to fall back to 16,000, 13,000, 12,000, there's a good chance that Ethereum will still fall back to 800 or 600. Keep that in mind. Now, of course, the same kind of goes for most of the altcoins that we're seeing. For instance, Solana has had a very rough day. ADA as well. This can go. This was my little manual trade, which did not work out. Happens every now and then. And here we have DYDX, for instance. Oh, this also, that was closed, so that's fine. DYDX is coming back towards the support. A lot of things are shedding the gains that they made over recent times. Matic is coming back towards its supports as well. AVAX, let's have a look here. See that AVAX is just tanking and more like that. This is kind of what we're seeing throughout the entire market here. AVE as well, just trying to hold on to any sort of support. Now, for now it is important to stay calm, not to do anything rash. Maybe set some orders on lower prices for Bitcoin and Ethereum if you want to get in. Might be an interesting idea. It is cool to note that our passive strategies at the Calm Compound, shameless plug, did make a profit today, so I'm very happy with that. They have been, for the past, well, months, since January actually, they've performed very well also on days like these, which is great. Makes me very happy, but it is important for now to stay calm and not to do anything rash. If there's any projects that you're a fan of, that you want to hold for the longer term, which are good, solid projects that have a proven track record, like for instance Bitcoin and Ethereum, now might be an interesting time to look at, do I want to scale in a little bit more? Definitely worth considering. But if you go back to Bitcoin and move into the 4-hour chart, here we see just an abhorrent, horrible candle. We see that the volume is still moving up, which shows that there is still a lot of accelerating fear in the market. We even had a bit of a relief rally, but an absolute immediate rejection, and then a crash back down. So we still have an hour and 18 minutes, 20 minutes approximately, which will be very important. If we close below 19,000, confirm below 19,000, and then break 18,500, then we might be in some real trouble, and I want you to mentally prepare for that. Not to get afraid, not to panic, but to have a plan. So think now for yourself, deep breath, what am I going to do? How am I going to react? Because that is how you outrun the market, and that is how you become better than the other 95% who don't make trading. Have a plan. Deep breaths. Don't let the red lights, distract you. I shouldn't talk about red lights in Amsterdam. I'm not in Amsterdam, but I'm pretty close, so should probably have closed the other blinds as well. My neighbors are gonna say something weird in the morning. Anyway, right, that. So I was talking about having a plan. We also see that the EMAs crossed over. That is not strange, but we now have these as a resistance that we have to take care of, that we have to keep in mind. Now, if we move over to our other EMAs, we see the same thing. We broke immediately through the 200 EMA. We got rejected from them. So now we have to wait basically to see what the market will do. And in our residence case, have faith in the strategies. And now that is kind of it for today. So stay safe out there. Don't get greedy. Don't do anything because you feel emotion. Keep track of your heartbeat. If your heartbeat quickens before you want to make a trade, it's probably a bad idea because your heartbeat quickens in order to react to danger. So if you can make a calm, collected decision, go for it as long as it's within your risk profiles. But stay careful out there, folks, please. And I will see you all tomorrow to discuss what actually became of the market. Thank you so much for your attention, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.